Hey, everybody. I know you're thinking, wow, is she back? No, I'm not really back, but I had a special something that I wanted to do. Just, trying to, sitting around trying to get my hair straight. I've got a lot more hair and it's getting a lot heavier and a lot more to do. But it wasn't really about hair or anything like that. I just had a special something that I had. And this won't be on the blog and everything for everybody that's used to the blog and stuff. That blog is closed down. But I forget. I still have a YouTube channel. And so I can still communicate with people via my YouTube channel. Well, first and foremost, I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome, feeling awesome, and stuff. It's nice. I've got the two new blogs and everything, which if you haven't been on them, Mary Girl takes on the Pacific Northwest, and sometimes I write, I'm doing stuff constantly. I've already got, 3 posts up at the regional travel blog and stuff, and I'm just having fun traveling, taking photos, sharing stuff with you about the Pacific Northwest and all that stuff. So I really do like it and everything. And yeah, I miss Mary Girl and the Weird World, but not enough that I want to come back and stuff, and I just been doing that stuff and, hanging out and taking trips and enjoying the fall because it's really a beautiful fall here. It's getting cold already, but it's really a beautiful fall here and the fall leaves are just falling down. It's not exactly wet just yet, which is nice because that's usually what our winters are. They aren't cold, they're just wet and stuff, and but it's getting a little chilly and stuff, breaking out the jackets, breaking out the sweaters and all that sort of stuff. But everything is going great. But, I decided to do this because, I can find a lesson anywhere, everywhere. Everywhere I see, I can find a lesson. Even in the craziest stuff ever, I can get the lesson. There's lessons to be learned. And I once had someone say, there are no good or bad experiences. There's only lessons, which is really profound to me, and stuff, because in most stuff, we don't learn any lesson. Even in good stuff, we don't learn any lesson. We don't learn, maybe I should do this again. It might work out. And in bad stuff, we just keep repeating stuff, hoping that we're going to get a different result and everything. And, so we need to be looking out for lessons, and not just lessons from our lives, lessons when we look at other people's lives. I say there's nothing better than to look at something else and figure out, okay, what's working here and what's not working here. And if what's working here, let me maybe try that in my own life. Now, it may not work, and stuff, but it's better than just sort of missing an opportunity to take a lesson or to glean something off of somebody else, seeing somebody else. Well, I see that didn't work out for them. Maybe I shouldn't try that, or, and stuff. Or maybe I should. Maybe I should just tweak it a little bit, whatever, and stuff. So on Monday, and I watch stuff for entertainment and have guilty pleasures just like everybody else have guilty pleasures, okay? I'm watching Scandal and Persons of Interest and Sleepy Hollow, okay? For real, I get it. And, and Boardwalk Empire and Eastbound and Down and all that stuff, just laughing, laughing my head off, having a good time. I get it. But on Monday, I just happened to have VH1 on. And I don't really like reality TV. It's just like, but I'm going to take one for the team, okay? See how much I love y'all. I'm going to take one for y'all and watch some stuff that I probably wouldn't normally watch. But it intrigued me, so I had to watch it. So I was watching the premiere of Love and Hip Hop, I guess the New York version, because I've never watched either show ever. And so I was sitting here, VH1 was on, and, I was doing something else and stuff. And then I just turned the show up to watch it. Well, as I watched the show, of course, probably if you watch the show or whatever, and if you don't watch the show or whatever, if you watch the show, you're probably like me, like gasping and like, oh, okay, and stuff like, all right. And like in total awe, maybe. Or, maybe you thought that what some of them people was doing was a good idea. I don't know. But I saw lots of lessons, and when I was talking about it and tweeting about it, and I was like, there are tons of lessons in that first episode. So what I'm planning on doing is every week coming back and sort of talking about the episode and giving the lessons that you should be learning. I won't be doing that so-and-so, giving some wrap up or some stuff. Lots of people do that. They do it for fun and they make jokes and all that sort of stuff. And that's great because it is entertaining and funny and half of it's scripted. And even if it's scripted, there are still lessons to learn, because the thing is, although that may be slightly scripted, what's going on reality television, you have to know, and if you're like me, you know that some of that stuff that people are doing, whatever ratchetness they're doing on Love and Hip Hop, people are actually doing in real life. And not just ratchet people, just regular, average Jane and John Doe are doing some of that mess. I've heard stories, I've seen things, people do things and stuff like that. And I don't have a bunch of friends or anything like that. I just see other people. I see, other folks that know other folks, or other folks as friends, or other folks, people that's family, just kind of other people. And I see stuff and I observe everything. I'm an observer, and stuff. And I see things happening. I'm not a person that gives out unsolicited advice. I'm just not that person. You can't really tell adult people what to do. They're going to figure out what they want to do and they're going to do it anyway. So I don't really do that and stuff. But there's lots of lessons and lots of stuff that I can see and maybe pass on information, and stuff to people I know or stuff like that. And I'm telling you, this is not just something that goes on Ratchet TV, on, Love and Hip Hop. I mean, this happens. The average Jane and John Doe, white, black, and in between, are trying some of this mess when they date people and in relationships. It's the first time you heard of somebody dating somebody for 13 years and not ever being married and having two kids. I mean, that ain't the first time I've heard of that. That's the first time I've seen that and stuff. So one of the very first lessons, I guess, from this week's thing is the situation with the gentleman who has the girlfriend he's had now 13 years. She's some woman, came up from Mississippi, fell in love with some rap guy and stuff. And his name was Peter. And they've been together 13 years, have 2 children. They're now living in her, what looked like a cubbyhole apartment. And I know in New York, apartments can be really small and stuff, and with 2 kids and him and her and, and stuff. And they've been together 13 years. First of all, I know a bunch of you are out here in these what are called extended engagements or long relationships with people. I know some of y'all out here, y'all been with folks 6, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, nothing. They may live with you. You may have kids together, or you may not have kids together, but there's nothing. There's no sort of future plans of making you a wife. There's no talk. Every time you talk about marriage, folks start looking at you with side eye, like, for real and stuff. There's always some excuse. I ain't got myself together, blah, blah, blah. But 13 years is a long time to be with somebody. 13 years is a long time. That's how long I was with my ex-husband. Believe me, I know 13 years is a long time, okay? 9 of those years we were married and stuff, and the other years we were just dating. 13 years is a long time and stuff. And I suggest, just make the suggestion for any woman, and I know a lot of you, may not understand this. If you don't want to get married, which, personally, I think a bunch of people probably don't, but I'm thinking more people do than actually want to admit it, because they want to look like they okay with that arrangement of having a child and not being protected under marriage. Because I don't care what nobody says. Marriage protects you. It protects you as the partner. I got 2 kids, protects kids. We all get protected and stuff. But 13 years being with somebody and not having anything solidified, just being a baby mom or just a girlfriend or whatever, or these, what they call now, these extended engagements where people engage people for 10 years. Listen, ain't nobody gonna marry you after they've been engaged to you for 10 years. Let's just be truthful, Okay, and if y'all do get married in 2 years, you'll be divorced. I don't care what nobody say. Every relationship I've ever seen like that, where people have been together for long periods of time, and then they get married, it's like 2 years later, and everybody's divorced. And it's like, because marriage is different than dating. Okay, it is. Marriage is different than dating. And so, people come into marriage, thinking it's going to be like girlfriend boyfriend relationship. No, 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 no. It's not like that and stuff. So she's been with this man all this time, now he's living up in her house, and I guess he was some kind of rap person, and I'm just thinking, why don't have a house of his own? But that's another story. Okay, and but and they're together, and she's doing that and all that stuff. Okay, the first lesson, just not something you even want to think about doing, and stuff. I mean, I know women a lot of times, oh, I don't want to press him and all this stuff, or I don't want to say anything. And, we don't say nothing because we think, oh my God, he gonna leave you. And girl, he ain't really committed to you in the first place. He done been with you 13 years and ain't marriage, nothing. Okay. Nothing, and stuff. He ain't really that committed in the first place. Okay. And stuff. So it goes on to the next story of the woman with the one that's in prison now for drug conspiracy, now holed up in prison waiting to go to court, and she's taking care of the baby, and he's and taking care of his other child, having the other child that he has with somebody else at the house and all this stuff. And she's calling, and it's drama, and people are having drama. Okay, I shouldn't even have to tell people stuff about people that go to jail and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you're wasting your life. There, bam. Okay, sorry. You might not want to hear it, but you're wasting your life and wasted time. She said it was a good chance. Yeah, probably he'll end up getting out or whatever, but there was a good chance of him being in there for 20 years and stuff like that. And it's just like, you got a kid with him and all that stuff. I'm very much a person that's like, really be careful about who you have children with. My grandmother used to say all the time, you need to be careful who you lay down with, because that might end up being your baby's father. When I was young, I really did not get that. I was like, what is she talking about? And stuff. I didn't get it. But now I do. You have to be really careful who you're having these, if you're not in a marriage and you're having these sort of sexual relationships with people, that you're dating and stuff and all sorts of stuff, I mean, listen, 9 years I was married and didn't have a baby with my ex-husband. 9 years. And that was because, he wasn't that great of a husband. So I wasn't trying to make him no dad and stuff. And, and now that I'm married again, I was trying to have a baby with my husband now and stuff, because I see him as a potential good father. But really, I was married to somebody that I wouldn't have a baby with. Let's know, not married to somebody and trying to have a baby. Not going to happen and stuff. But you really have to be careful about picking these people, and he's having drama on the phone, and they're just, sort of bickering back and forth. And I'm thinking, this relationship is so dysfunctional that people can't even, like, the man is possibly about to be locked up for 20 years, and, he's got an attitude, and so does she. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Okay, so we go on. And we come to the next really big thing. Well, looks like Peter, who's been with the woman and living with her and got the 2 kids with her and saying, professing how much he loves her and how great she is and blah, 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 all the first of the show, is having an affair with someone he's now managing, some singer he's managing. Amina, I think that was her name. I think the other woman's name is Tara. But, I'm bad with names, so it might be not right. And he's talking about, how she's talking about how they've been together for 1 year. They've been together for a year. And I'm just thinking, you're not together if he's living in the house with some other woman. You're just not. You're not together. But whatever. So she goes on, and she's, trying to keep him with her. He's spending the night at her house, comes home in the morning, misses taking his kids to school, misses picking his kids up, dealing with this. Listen, bad enough he treats you bad, but treating the kids he has with you bad is a whole nother story. Okay, that's just why anybody would put up with that. I don't know. I'm with my eyes rolling. You know, my husband's watching this, going, "What the hell? What the fuck is going?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Why would you do this? You know, what would happen?" Okay, and stuff, you know. And so he's talking about that, and then she brings up that at some point she knew previously they'd had trouble because she knew he had cheated previously and had a child with somebody else while she was pregnant, and she found out about a child. Okay, so all that is sort of just crazy, messy stuff, you know, with messiness. Okay, now you just let people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. You can't be shocked. You can't be surprised. I don't know how you can love somebody you can't really trust, because she was really saying what she was saying to him was like, I really don't trust you. And so I don't even know how you can love people that you don't trust. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever, you know, and stuff. And sometimes people are hanging on to people because they think they don't have any other choice. They think they're not going to find anybody else. They've now become codependent with the person and stuff. And so they allow them to do stuff like stay out all night, not take the kids to school and stuff like that, you know. And I talked about codependency a long time ago and stuff. But that's when you start letting people do all sorts of stuff with you. You start letting down your boundaries because you really want to keep this person. So you have no boundaries. You have no stance. You have nothing. So she shows him a picture of him and the woman together, and the woman sort of laying on his chest and taking pictures, and he's like, oh, it's nothing, it's no big deal, and somehow he explains it away. Your sixth sense, you have one. You have something that's screaming in your head. Something's wrong, something's wrong. We all got that. Something's wrong, something's wrong, which means you might need to investigate further. You're on a couple of dates with somebody and they say something, do something, you're thinking something's wrong, something's wrong. Maybe you need to investigate or ask some more questions. She kind of let the questions go. She got a little snippy and just let the questions go. Personally, I would have questioned them like the police, okay? You know, I believe in questioning people. You know, I don't care what the answer is. I'd rather know the truth right then and there than go on and know the truth later. Well, at the end, what we find out to be the truth is that the woman he's been having the 1-year affair with, his you know, ingenue here, the person who he's managing, the singer, is not just an extra woman. He's married to her. Okay, that's the end. All hell kind of breaks loose. It's just, at that point, I'm just like, oh my God, there's so many lessons in here. There's so many lessons in here. Please, somebody, you know, come on with the lesson. Can you get the lesson here? Okay, you're with somebody 13 years, and at some point, the other woman's going to find out not only is he with the woman, he's married to the woman and stuff, you know, and all this stuff. And they marry somebody else, or you marry somebody who's been with somebody 13 years and then you choose to marry them and stuff, you know. I don't really know why people don't think if people treat if people treat another person one way, they're going to treat you that way too. I don't know what people think is so special about them that somehow their love is going to change people. I wish people would stop asking love to do the impossible. Love doesn't do that. Okay, love doesn't change people. Only people can change themselves. Love will not change folks. She's so happy. The other guy who's trying to sign her as an artist on the label is kind of eyes all bugged out. The other dude hasn't come back yet, so whatever, you know, and stuff. So next week I'll be watching again. The biggest lesson from that, and probably every week, is first you have to ask questions. And then people will treat you the way you let them treat you. That's just it. It's simple as that. People only treat you in ways that you allow. If you allow something, you can't be surprised when people do it. When you ask for nothing or you ask no questions and all this stuff comes popping up, you can't be that surprised it popped up. You have a sixth sense. Something is telling you that something is wrong. You don't ignore that, you know, and stuff. And if he's going, well, I don't think you should be questioning me. Listen, I don't even care. That part I don't even care about. Whatever. I don't even care about that part. I don't care how long it be. I can question anytime I want to question people. Okay? I can do that at any point. I don't care if we're together 20 years. I can do that and stuff. And you should never be afraid to ask those tough, hard questions, especially if things are in the back of your mind messing with you. You need to know, and there's no way for you to guess, and stuff. Most of us, we've got a sixth sense. We know, we do stuff. I'm not going behind nobody's back, digging through their stuff or digging through their, and all this sort of stuff. I mean, pretty much I can tell when people lying anyway, but I'm not doing all that. I'm just going to ask you, and you're going to tell me the truth. And if you don't tell me the truth, I'm going to keep asking you. So somebody tells the truth. Okay, and I'm not. It's not, oh, sneak and then say I done found out stuff. Usually stuff comes to light at some point and stuff, and it's all this that's going on right now is going to come to light. But what are the lessons? Those are the lessons, the essential lessons from complete, ratchetness. Yes, I keep telling you, I'm taking one for the team. I'm gonna watch next week and stuff. And yes, some of it is funny and and stuff and entertaining, but some of it is just really some hard lessons and people talking about, oh, well, he's doing it right, and and all this stuff, and you don't let nobody keep you from your kid. Well, yeah, nobody's supposed to keep you from your children. No woman's supposed to keep you from your children, but nobody should have to encourage you to be and treat your children correctly. I mean, really, if if you treat your kids bad, man, it's just, your moral compass is so low. It's just like, Jesus, it doesn't even make any sense how low your moral compass is at that point when you're, ditching out on your kids. Really? And stuff. No. Just, it was not a good look. If I may say so myself. But those are the lessons from this week. We'll see what lessons happen next week and stuff. This won't be long and sort of sorted out the way I did. There are lots of blogs over in my blog talking about many of these subjects, about people treating you the way that you let them, talking about codependence, talking about people not asking enough questions. Go over to Married Girl. Just look it up. You'll find them and stuff. And there are many, many lessons on those particular subjects and stuff for more specifics on what it is that you need to do when you maybe come across this situation and stuff. And I hate to say, really, but really, yeah, average Jane and John Doe is doing this all the time. Trust me, I've seen it, okay? And I've heard about it and stuff. They're doing this all the time. Folks is doing this everywhere and stuff, And, it's not just some, thing on Love and Hip Hop. People are actually living this, which is, beyond belief. But they are and stuff. And if you don't want to, or if you want to figure out some lessons, or if you want to, figure out how do you avoid sort of messy situations, really, relationships are bad enough. And not really saying they're bad, awful, but they're tough. They can be tough. They're tough enough as it is just sort of working with somebody on the regular basis and the regular issues that you have without throwing really messy, stupid, junky, non-essential, no way this should be happening sort of stuff into it and stuff, So, that's just sort of a little piece of advice from me. So, until next week and until I watch Love and Hip Hop New York again, I'll see you guys again. Okay, bye-bye.